YouTube, welcome to Musicology for the People. I'm your host Allison Kaufman, and today I thought we would talk about the most played song in all of music history. This year celebrates the 50th anniversary of It's a Small World, the catchy Disney song for the ride of the same name. Written in 1964, it has, according to Time magazine, become the most played song in all of music history. Now, some people might be scratching their heads saying, but I rarely hear this song. The Righteous Brothers' You've Got That Lovin' Feelin', written in the same year, 1964, was played over 8 million times on the radio and in TV. And the following year, 1965, the Beatles' Yesterday was played almost 7 million times in the US alone in the first month of its release. Others might suggest the very commonly sung song Happy Birthday to You, which is actually a version of Good Morning to You by Patti and Mildred Hill. However, most of these performances are private and not public. If they were public, you would have to pay a royalty every time you said it because it's still under copyright. However, Time magazine claims that It's a Small World has been played over 50 million times. Here's the math. It's a Small World has played in 5 Disney parks for a total of 149 years and 8 months. After shaving off a few years' time for when the parks were closed or the ride was under repair, and then adding in the 12 months that the ride was featured at the World's Fair in New York, you get a total of 148 years. If you multiply that by 365 days a year, you get 54,020 days. A Disney fact sheet says that during an average 16-hour workday, the song is played over 1,200 times. But sometimes, especially during the winter, the park isn't open a full 16 hours. Sometimes it's only open 12. But when you factor in the fact that sometimes the parks are open for 24 hours when they're rented out by special groups, you will get an average, when you multiply everything together, of more than 50 million. Whew! No wonder it's known by so many people. So where did the song come from? The song was written by the Sherman Brothers, the same brothers who are depicted in the recent film Saving Mr. Banks, and they are known for writing the soundtracks for Mary Poppins, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, The Parent Trap, The Jungle Book, The Aristocats, and also all the music for pretty much every Winnie the Pooh movie. And also, they wrote that very famous theme song for Winnie the Pooh. They wrote songs for pop singers and they wrote musicals, but what they're most well known for are their Disney hits. One of my favorite songs of theirs is not actually from a movie, it's the theme song for the Tiki Room, which is my favorite attraction at Disneyland. In the tiki 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 room. Okay. You get it. Sherman Brothers wrote It's a Small World for the joint exhibit between Disney and Pepsi at the 1964 to 1965 World's Fair in New York. The title was Pepsi Presents Walt Disney's It's a Small World, a salute to UNICEF and the world's children. The original concept for the ride was to have dolls representing a variety of world's cultures, each singing their own national anthems. But Richard Sherman of the Sherman Brothers decided that that resulted in nothing short of cacophony. Since the Cuban Missile Crisis was still very recent memory, the Sherman Brothers decided to write It's a Small World as their Cold War peace anthem. It opened at the World's Fair as an 11-minute boat ride through various halls with dolls representing various world cultures. After a year at the World's Fair, it opened in Disneyland. It was then subsequently opened at parks in Florida, Tokyo, Paris, and Hong Kong. It is performed in many languages at these parks, including French, English, obviously, Japanese, Cantonese, Korean, Putonghua, and Tagalog. If you think that you'll be able to escape ever hearing this song by just not going to any Disney park, think again. Disney saw how much money they could rake in by creating a movie franchise centered around a ride that has no discernible plot or characters with their Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, so they've decided to do it again, this time with It's a Small World. It will be a live-action film directed by Jon Turteltaub, who of course directed the infamous National Treasure, and it will be written by Jared Stern, who wrote such recent Disney successes as The Princess and the Frog and Wreck-It Ralph. So we all get to look forward to some more It's a Small World, and I apologize for playing the song as the background track for this video, as you'll now consequently have it stuck in your head for far too long. But I hope you learned something new about this catchy tune, and if you did, be sure to subscribe, click like, etc. And also check out the Facebook and Twitter accounts for this channel where I post funny things throughout the week. Until next week, let's make this world full of laughter and hope. Musicology.